Hello, hello, Leeane
Hi.
Schweitzer with my beautiful soul sister, Caitlyn, out in, oh, I want to say Hawaii, but you're not in Hawaii, you're in Michigan now. We are two mamas on a mission, right? We are helping health conscious humans create generational wealth. And we are so excited to be here today to have a conversation with you about just mom life and business life and personal life and balancing all of the things, right? And so, Caitlyn, I would love to hear a little bit about, your journey. What's your backstory like?
Hi, Leanne. Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here and just really excited to share with you all my story and how Leanne and I connected and what we're doing. But first of all, I will share with you a little bit about my story. So, I am 30 years old. I just turned 30 this year. I grew up in Michigan and spent the last 8 years in Maui and then ended up back here in Michigan again last year. I grew up in a really traditional household. My parents always taught me that, you have to go to school, get a good job, get a good degree, and, work hard, save your money, and uh, save for retirement at the age of 65, right? That's really what they saw their parents doing. My grandpa worked for Ford Motor Company, which the reason why I say that is because Henry Ford invented the 9 to 5 work week. So there's a bunch of 9 to 5ers here in Michigan. And I am all about breaking free of those traditional patterns and old generational ways of thinking that are no longer serving this world. So, anyway, I went to school and I got a good job out of Michigan State University. I went to business school, and it's crazy because I was just telling this to somebody else the other day, and it sounded so silly. I went to business school, and as soon as I graduated business school, I got a job. So I thought that was really like someone pointed that out to me the other day, and I was like, oh my God, I never even thought of it like that. But my first full time job out of college was over in Maui, and I absolutely loved it. I will say for the first few years, it was all very new to me and just adulting and really being able to think and experience life on my own was just something that I wasn't used to. I always had these, uh, feelings of trying to please other people or I grew up feeling like I had to please my parents, right? And so being out in Hawaii, so far away from Michigan, I could think for myself. And I learned very quickly that the 9 to 5 traditional corporate job setting was not the only way to earn an income. Let's just say that. And I found myself really burnt out in like the first 5 years of corporate life. Within my first year, I met my partner, Eric, who's now here with me in Michigan. But we, fell in love and we decided that we wanted to have a family one day and own a home and travel the world and do all of these fun things. But we were caught in this like cycle of working and serving other people that we really didn't have time to fill up our own cups. And I personally felt like I was made for more. Whatever that looked like, I wanted to do more. I wanted to impact more people's life, and I wanted to impact my own life in a more larger scale than what I was doing. And early on in my this was in like my early to mid 20s, right? And I still had a lot of college debt, and I was making a really good salary in Maui, right? But that salary went to like my bills, groceries, paying off college debt. And at the end of the day, I really didn't have much else to be able to enjoy or to live off of, right? And I was working 6 days a week. The seventh day I was spent, resting, recouping, doing chores and errands. Never really had time for myself, right? So 2020 hit, and this was before the pandemic, and I kind of got really into business and more of like a working for myself and what that would feel like. I took a few business workshops on Maui, and then I started um, affiliate marketing. I was into network marketing in a lower ticket company. And that was really where things opened up for me. And this became like February, March of 2020. And I launched my first network marketing company in a low ticket company. And then the pandemic hit, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to go full time with this. I'm going to go full force. And it kind of went up and then down, and it crashed and burned because I got so burnt out. Even though I got laid off from my hospitality corporate job, right? I got so burnt out from just hustling, slaying the online network marketing space of just trying to meet my quota each month. And I was like, is this really what people are doing to like break free from the cycle? Like, I was like, there's got to be a better way. And so my friend, who's in Maui, she's a school teacher. She introduced me to Enagic. And I was really, really still involved in my low ticket network marketing company. I was so passionate. I was going on trips and doing all of this with them. And I was like, like I'm just going to keep working on this. And so anyway, she introduced me to Enagic, and I purchased the K8, our flagship water ionizer, for health reasons. And she knew that I was in my low ticket network marketing company. And, I had no questions, nothing. I was like, I want this water. I want this in my life for health reasons. I immediately got it. Like after trying it for 2 weeks, I was like, I need this water. I gotta have it. And anyway, I maybe 2 weeks after having my K8, she sent me the compensation video, and she goes, I know you're really into X, Y, and Z company. I don't want to mention it, but she goes, I know you're really into this company, but I think you should check out Enagic's compensation plan. I watched it, and immediately I was like, okay, this is the missing link. This was the missing puzzle. This whole time I was working too hard for too little, right? And so that's kind of where it all began. I was open to a whole new experience, whole new everything. I ended up not going back to work when they wanted to call me back to the hospitality industry. That's a whole nother thing. But I was like, you know what? I'm working for myself. They only wanted me to work when they had work for me. Yet I still had all these bills and a life to live and provide for myself. And it just didn't make sense. I go, you only want me to work when you have work for me? And I'm supposed to be a salaried manager. So I didn't end up going back in 2021. And then we had Kaysen, our first baby boy, back in 2022. And it's just been such an amazing journey so far of being with Enagic and going full force with Enagic, planting my flag. And I'm getting to meet so many people around the globe, Leeane included, and just our entire global online community is just amazing. And that's my story.
Right. Oh my gosh, the global community is hands down like my favorite part about it too. Like, how cool is it that we get to be in like 2 different parts of the world and, get to work alongside each other and build our businesses. And it's so much fun. And I love hearing your story because your story is so similar to mine, right? I grew up in a traditional household as well too, right? I had 2 parents and 2 brothers, and, we did the thing, right? We went to school, they went to work, and, that's just what we did day in and day out, right? And I always had this belief, right, that I had to work really hard in order to be successful, right? And so, I went to college as well too. I graduated, got good grades. Actually, I graduated early. I was,
I smarty pants.
Right. Well, I started college when I was in high school, right? I was always like a high achiever, right? So I was just always just like, trying to be the best version of myself, right? And so then I graduated from college and I got a job offer, and I was like, what in the world? I got offered like $25,000 a year. And at the time I was waiting tables at a steakhouse down the street, making more money in tips. And, I was going to have keep doing both of these things in order to continue to sustain the lifestyle that I desired, right? And so at that moment, I got an opportunity to move out to Colorado, and I did it. I moved to Colorado with the guy that I was dating at the time. We'd been dating for 3 years, and so we moved to Colorado, and we broke up almost immediately. That's a whole other
backstory.
Yeah. So anyway, then he introduced me to my now husband, Roger. And my ex-boyfriend introduced me to my husband, right? You never know where you're going to meet your soulmate, right? And we knew the moment that we met, it was just like, whoa, okay. It just had that like soul connection. Then of course we got into human design, right? And then we learned that like the same exact human design, like I put in my birth date and stuff, and it up came, manifesting generator 4/6. And then I was like, put in Roger's information, although we can't quite pinpoint exactly what his birth time is because his mom had 7 kids and she can't remember.
Oh my God.
I just put in like an estimate in there, and then out came, Roger's the same as me. I was like, wait, this is me. Like, wait, what? Oh no, this is Roger. We're like the same. And then I was talking to somebody about human design, right? I don't know if you're into human design or not, but then I love
human design. I'm a Manny Jen.
Yeah, me too. And so was Roger. Yeah. And so anyway, she was like, oh, that's cool that you guys are the same because that means you're actually like actual soulmates. And I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Incredible.
Yep. So anyway, then we moved to Oregon, right after I graduated from my yoga teacher training, and I became a yoga teacher. And I had moved to this whole new city, and I didn't know anybody. And I ended up getting a couple of teaching jobs around town. I also got a restaurant job. At one point, I was working 40 hours a week at the restaurant, and then I was teaching at 4 different yoga studios. And I too reached this moment of like overwhelm, like I can't keep doing this anymore. Like I wasn't able to continue my personal practice, like doing my own yoga practice. And so I was like, something has to give, right? I gotta fill up my own cup. I gotta prioritize myself and put myself first.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so the really crazy thing is that, I quit that 40-hour a week job, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm just going to like trust and surrender. And on the very last day, so I was a barista. I was the lead barista at a restaurant in town, and they hired a new barista. And so I was training this kid, and I literally was like, taking care of all the ordering and stuff for the, the coffee shop, and the tea person came in that I'd been doing all the ordering with, and I told her, I was like, this isn't the new person that's going to be replacing me. And she was like, Leeane, but where are you going? What are you doing? You've been here for years. And I told her, I was like, I don't know what I'm actually going to do next. I'm just trying to create some space, for my yoga teaching stuff. I really want to prioritize that in my life. And she was like, well, I don't know if you'd be into it or not, but I'm actually looking for somebody, you could work on your own schedule in between yoga classes. And I was like, what? This is what I've been asking for, right? Yeah. And so that was my first introduction into sales, right? And so that's where I really learned about sales. It was traditional sales, right? Tea sales. And I was a high achiever. I had companies all over the United States. Like I really helped the company grow and expand. And then a similar story, right? March of 2020 hit, March 13th to be exact, right? And we both me and my husband got laid off from our jobs, like pretty much on the same day. Like it was crazy, and right. So I had a little network marketing thing on the side, right? And I, at the time I was just doing it to like pay for my products. And, when the pandemic hit, I was like, well, I guess I'm going to look into this and find out more about this industry. And what I uncovered and what I discovered is that this industry has the most self-made millionaires in the whole world. And most of them are stay-at-home moms. They're all committed. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been looking for, right? And so then I was doing this low ticket thing, and I was hustling, right? Again, I had like a huge customer base, like, I was doing pretty well when we had a health scare. My husband was struggling with asthma, and he was waking up in the middle of the night, and he was wheezing and couldn't breathe, and it was really hard. And I was like, we got to figure this out, right? And Yeah, we went to a naturopathic doctor and she did a bunch of tests saying that his body was only absorbing nutrients from 20% of the food that he was eating. And I'm like, wait, what? We're eating like all the organic, all the good food, and his body's not absorbing it. And that same week, I got invited to a master class, where they shared about this business model. And I tell you what, I was not interested in the business model at first. I saw the water and I saw the guy say that this water helps your body absorb our nutrients from food. And I was like,
Ding,
that's
ding, ding.
and it was like, we had so much debt. We had like $45,000 or $50,000 in debt at the time. It was like, I don't know how we're going to do it. Like, at this point, it's like, how can I, right? And so we found a way out of no way to get started and launch this business. And I tell you what, it's just been a magical journey ever since then, right? Then, right. So there's this big difference between low ticket and high ticket that I didn't realize, right? When I saw the numbers, right? So I said yes to the water, and then I saw I watched it again, and I saw the numbers in the compensation plan. I was like, oh my God, what have I been doing? Like, I didn't know my numbers in low ticket whatsoever. And if I really wanted to like leverage and grow and expand as much as I wanted to, high ticket was really the way to transition, right? And so when I saw it, I was all in, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to work with the best of the best mentors. And that's when I invested to work with Balaj, who is the number 4 in the whole entire company of Magic. This is a company in 42 countries, and he's number 4, and he is a 682-6. And so I invested to work with him, and that's where I met Caitlyn.
Yes, I'm so grateful. Honestly, I'm so grateful to have met you, Leeane. The journey too. I mean, Leeane and I met in person once, and it was last year in Vegas, our convention in Vegas. And but we've been connecting on Zoom and phone calls and FaceTime and over all of the social media platforms. And it's just been really cool to be able to connect with like-minded people like us, and to not even be financially connected to each other, but to just link arms and have a sisterhood, community, support system, what have you, whatever you want to call it. And to be able to FaceTime each other and our children both see us doing this together on the phone. It was a really cool aha moment last time we FaceTimed, and my son pointed out your Kangen machine on the counter, and we both had our Kangen machines on the counter, and it was just like, wow, he's going to grow up and know that this machine is life-changing. This machine is changing my mommy's life and everyone else's life around the world. And so that was.
My God. Lila already does that too. She's a little bit older. And so, she'll be like, are you drinking Kangen water? You should be drinking Kangen water. Like, do you have Kangen water? She always asks people that. It's so cute.
I love it. Casey's going to be the same way. Like, he's already like, Kangen water? So, yeah. And it's funny that going back to low ticket and high ticket, when you mentioned that, it's funny. I was just talking to a friend I'm still great friends with her, but she's in the old network marketing company that I was in, the low ticket company. And we were just, chatting, how's business and this and that. And her business plummeted last year during a tragedy that myself and her went through with the Maui fires, right? And not to like poke fun of or really pull any like this is better than that type thing, but there's a huge difference between our compensation plan and any other compensation plan out there. With the Nagic specific, which I think is just so special and I'm super grateful for, is that we never lose our rank. We don't have to have any quotas. We don't have any like monthly auto ship or membership type deals. It's a one-time investment. It's an investment into your business, right? And you can stop, start, take some time off, and your business is still growing and running on autopilot. Say you had someone underneath you make a sale, you would still benefit from that within our compensation plan, but our company is not going to like de-rank you or make you lose your rank because you didn't do anything business related in a crazy time in your life, or if you had some kind of life-changing event happen, our company's not going to harm you in that way. And that for me was like a huge difference from the one company that I was with originally. And just saying, pointing that out as how unique that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I love that about the company as well too, right? That you really get independence to create your own schedule and create, where you want to work from. And you really get to decide, one of my favorite parts about this business is that it allows me to be a stay-at-home mama to my little girl, right? The thought of, me going off to work and her going off to school and just like separating, it just, I can't, like, it's
heartstrings.
Yeah, no, I just want to spend all of the time and all of the moments with her. Like, I love watching her grow up, and yeah, it gets challenging and difficult at times, right? Like, but that's part of the journey, right? And so just being able to be there for all of those moments and to support her and watch her grow and expand has just been so beautiful, and I wouldn't trade it for the world, right? This time does go by quickly. It goes by so quickly, and to be able to have the independence to create my own schedule to do life around business rather than the other way around, right? That's it's hands down one of my favorite parts. Yeah. And so we're also in this incredible community right now, right? 6 weeks to 6A. We're both doing this alongside each other. And I know that you've got big, scary, audacious goals. Do you want to share some of them?
Yeah, so one of my goals is to hit 6A in 6 weeks, and that is a huge goal for me. But really, the numbers, the money is just the icing on the cake for me. It's how many families I get to impact in such a short amount of time, and I have a really big goal of helping 50 families achieve, whether that's financial well-being or invest in this product for their health, their wealth, whatever that may be or look like for them. I have a goal of impacting 50 families throughout the next 6 months. And I think you have the same goal too, Leeane, right?
Yes, we do. Adding the hopped on, and we have similar goals, which is so exciting.
It's a big goal, but it's definitely attainable. And with such a life-changing product that people don't really realize until they tune in to where they are now and where they desire to be, whether it be financially, physically, mentally, all of the things, right? They add up. And I think, and because I like actually both of us invested in the water, or in Enagic originally for the water, right? And I think once you get the water in your life, actually I know this, once you get the water in your life and in your home and you start experiencing the water for yourself, there becomes a huge mental shift, like a huge mental shift in your brain. It actually, this water decalcifies your pineal gland. And that really allows you to think clearer and more intuitive, intentional thinking, and I know that this has changed my life in so many different ways. Not even just of course, in the financial aspect, but also like bringing me closer to people that I would have never even had relationships with if I wasn't in this, the community aspect and the health aspect, and really encouraging me. It really forces you to like look at your triggers in life and really what's holding you back from where you want to be, and encouraging that self-love and that personal development. I always like to say your business grows as far as you grow, right? And so in this business, you actually have to do like the inner self work as well if you want to grow too, So
it's
that's just what I'm experiencing so far.
Right? It's literally a compensation plan, with a personal growth attached to it. Like, how cool is that? The more that you grow and grow internally and become your higher self, the best version of you, right? The more, everything expands and it grows in your life, right? it's laws of the universe though, right? It's like what is it? The law of attraction and, all the laws, right? The laws of
The law of attraction, right? Like you are creating that into your life. You're bringing water holds intention, and water holds emotion and intention. I actually earlier today I went to the thrift store and I found this book, and I have to get it really quick because I know this is so random, but I have to get it because I got super excited when I saw it, and I know you will too. And it kind of goes with what we're saying, but the hidden messages in water.
And I haven't read it yet.
I found it at a thrift store today, and I opened it up, and literally this second chapter said, change your water, basically change your life. And I got chills because, the portal into a different world, changing your water, change your life. And that is a Najik's slogan. And this book really is not tied to a Najik at all.
No, it's like another like realm of consciousness that you tap into, right? I remember being like really health conscious, and I was eating all the right things, but I was still drinking tap water, right? I just thought that it was like labeled as, legal. So I was just drinking it because I thought, right? And you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And then I started drinking this water, and it was like, oh my gosh, like I feel this like newfound sense of energy and like just vitality for life. And it's literally anti-aging, right? I'm 38 years old, and people tell me all the time that I look like I'm like 22, like barely out of high school. Like, it's literally like anti-aging water, and the science behind it proves that it is, right? Because it's antioxidant rich, right? And it's able to really penetrate your skin, unlike traditional water molecules. Like these machines, what they do is they actually like microcluster it and make it into a smaller water molecule so that it can penetrate your cells and actually hydrate you, right? Most people, right, they say that they have like all of these different diseases and stuff, but the root cause of almost every single disease is dehydration. People are just dehydrated and they don't realize it. And it's mostly because they're trying to drink this shitty water that doesn't taste good, right? And maybe you go and get bottled water, and now, right, there's like all these microplastics, right? How long has that bottled water been sitting on the shelf in like hot, cold temperatures, right? Literally, like I saw this video online the other day where, there was an airplane filled with big like pallets of bottled water, and they were like all like melted. Like it was so disgusting. Like I just can't even imagine like all of those plastic just melting into the water. And that's what people don't realize when you're like, oh, okay, I'm not going to drink tap water, and I'm going to drink bottled water. Like bottled water is, not.
It could be worse where, you don't know. I mean, there's some water that's fairly decent in the United States. I would say there's parts of like, I don't even know, like parts of Tahoe or wherever that have like natural spring water and stuff, but yet that's still very bad. And most people think, oh, water is water, it's all created equal. Like Leeane said, it's very not. They're all a lot of different properties and personalities to different types of water. I mean, we could speak about water for hours. Reverse osmosis, Berkey, all of the whole 9 yards.
Yep. Oh, well, it's been so good connecting with you, my friend, and having this conversation. I'm curious if you have any last final words or anything else that you want to share.
Yeah, my biggest piece of advice for anyone looking at either investing into changing their water or looking at investing in a business model that could serve their family in more ways than one. One of the biggest recommendations or pieces of advice that I could give to someone is start before you are ready. Like just start. Like you don't have to have it all figured out. No one does. Leeane and I definitely don't have it all figured out. We don't know everything, right? And you don't have to figure it out all on your own, because we have a community that is here to help you, and there's tons of people in this business that have gone before us and really paved a tried and true way for us to succeed and to succeed quickly. So wherever you're at in your decision-making process, I strongly encourage you to just start before you're ready. Take the risk. Tony Robbins always says this quote, and I love it. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. And so just think about that. Think about that the next time you've been dreaming of, buying the house or starting the business or traveling or doing X, Y, and Z, right? And I need to practice this as well, like from everyone, it's always a lesson to me. And just start before you're ready. Do it. There's no perfect time. You're never gonna have enough money, or you're never gonna have the right amount of time, but life is too short and it goes by super quickly. So if you could just dive in, you don't have to have it all figured out. There's a community, and have fun with it, because that's the whole purpose of this, is to have passion and purpose and to really empower other people to enjoy life and to bring that abundance to you and through you. I'm going to say one last thing because I'm rambling now, but I know deep down in my heart, and I know Leeane knows this too, we were not put on this earth to just work 50, 60 hours a week and 5, 6 days a week. We were put on this earth for more. Whatever that means for you, do a little intentional meditation and really ask yourself what your soul is craving. But I know that we were not put on this earth just to work and to do the same thing over and over and over again, and to feel stuck and stagnant and to feel comfortable in our lives, because there's so much out there that we need to experience, and so many lessons, and so many people's lives that need to hear what we have to say. And they're not going to hear you if you aren't becoming the best version of yourself as well. So start before you're ready. Reach out to Leeane or I if you're interested in both, either the water or the business. And we're happy to connect with you, answer any questions that you have, and really just show you what's been working for us.
I love that. Start before you're ready. We love you so much. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Leeane. Bye.